morning. My eyes, my teeth are done. Teeth are in, right? Now, in no way am I trying to say that I'm not vain. Because I put the camera on and I have a bouncy fringe and I'm trying to flatten it out. We even see Kleck, he has this habit. So he doesn't want his clingy top to show his man boobs. And we have Eric, talks about being fly in the apocalypse. And shows you his feet. Now, man is a hypocrite. We are hypocrites. We're vile. Get over yourself. So I'm in my dressing gown. This is the colour. I do want to talk about something important of vision. I will get to it. But it's all pointing to Christmas. Now, why does it point to Christmas? Because me wearing my dressing gown is to teach me a lesson and show you in my testimony where my heart is at. We talk about unconditional love. Well, my daughter disappointed me because she showed up in a black dressing gown on Christmas Day. I was in my best garb. The expectation was everyone would come that way. And on time, when they said they were going to be there. But it's about Christmas. It's about me going up the mountain. There's Yellow down there hunting. It's about me going up the mountain and hearing the Lord. And I know the date. Told me on the 12th of June. The 13th is when it happened. Told me I would scribe, and I did. I testified about that on NWO's page because she preferred Eric to herself, and she played something from his latest video. I didn't know it was his latest video. He's in red and white, and he's got red shoes. And he looks fly in the apocalypse. And it was only after the fact that I saw it. Probably 17 hours later. As usual. My testimony is that there was a God storm here. Like I said. Caravans, the shell, the temple. Talking about the vile body. Like I even put that away. I put it away. Because I'm trying to prepare my place. And nothing's working out. I'm trying to put a door in. Like, I'm getting Brian around. For my birthday, when I'm going to do it the day before, on the 19th. Because I want to spend my birthday with the Lord. He always does something special on my birthday. There's my door. Who knows how to put a deadlock in? Well, I don't. And I'm having to build the frame. So there's always a testimony in what I'm doing, what work I'm doing at the moment. And this is the first time I've ever had trouble, honest, on a project. Oh, I see. But I am seriously having trouble with this. Who knows how to put a deadlock in? Well, I've mucked around with the thickness. I haven't even got the frame in. There's a lot of wonderful things that worked. Bear with me. There's a lot of things that don't work. It's my third day. Put in the framing. I've mucked around with the bottom. That's on an angle. I don't know where to hinge it. And I've got a habit of not reading instructions. So I didn't read the instructions on the deadlock. And I picked it up literally yesterday, late in the day. And it's a beautiful door, nice to put it in. Yeah, I suppose it's so that Brian, who's 83, can walk through it, and the intention's good. But there's always a reason why there's troubles. There's my horse chair. There's always a reason. And there's a reason for everything. So much. Oh! Just walked into a spider's web. Right. Okay. A reason for everything. So was I preoccupied on Christmas with coming in a dressing gown on Christmas Day? Then when I went up the mountain, it struck me that I was taking videos, even before that, of me worshipping, glorifying God. And there's this one video, it's because the Holy Spirit comes, and my hands will shake. And I videoed myself. So I wanted to record it. How his presence falls. But I was in my dressing gown. And it hit me when I was up in the glory hut. What a hideous creature I am. What a snob I am. What a vain show, husk or shell I am. Genesis 1, Genesis 2. And I put my sign down. Genesis 2. L. The King of Kings. Does not give an F about how you're dressed. My rebuke. It's your rebuke. That's what it is. Right. That's Christmas Day. The day you're supposed to dress up, isn't it? Look your best. Put your Christmas clothes on. Oh. He's howling. He found something. So, I've made my point. I didn't know I was going to make that point. Went for a walk 2 days ago when I'm working on my door. And I found that. Been here quite a few years. I'd just been to the bog and I was thinking about, which is a throne, remember? The Lord showed me. The shithole that Bam Bam's going to sit on. And it happens at Christmas. That's the birth date, isn't it? Even if it's a wrong date, it's the one they point to. isn't it? The Messiah comes. He's born. Well, it's on the shithole needing a hook. And in my cloakroom, I'll show you it again. My cloakroom, which I need to put a door on. Needs a hook. Why does it need a hook? Because they're really cool. Well, I think it's cool. Cowboy hat. Lord gave me, brand new. You know, he's given me an upgrade on everything I've ever had. Slowly. I had a hat when I have a hat. It doesn't have the shape this hat. Well, it's firm. And the water runs off this hat. So I've tidied up my room. This is my horse chair. It's the one Ruby gave me. That has tribute one. It's a horse chair because on a Christmas, I think it was a Christmas I'm going to talk about. It's really hard to... I have got an app that I should have played that I can flip. Right, I'm trying to show you the two horses. There's a red horse. Yep, there's a red horse. There's its nose. And a white horse. Ruby gave me this chair. Ooh, Shadabashar. And this, in Revelations, is the beast. Leopard skin, eh? Glory arrived on the 9th of June. She was born. 2018. And the baby photo, a week later, I was sent. There were 4 or 5 pups, I think. 2 were girls, and I was told which ones were girls. They were both solids of like brindles. One, I could see its face. The other one, I couldn't. It was upside down. There was 5 of them just lying like this. 5. There were gold, tan and whites, or brindle and white, and there were 2 solids. And I said, well, turn that one up. And she's literally this lady who lives in a bus who had the female. And I was getting it from Jess, who was a breeder who had the stud called Floyd, of all things. Turn that pup round, and the photo was the pup turned around and facing up, and all the rest were in the same. So now it was still different. I could see its face. I said, yes, I have that one. And it was Glory, and she was on fabric like that, exactly like that. I don't like that. It's cheap, nasty leopard skin. I bought it for the dogs. I hate these blankets. But here it is on my chair because it's damaged. Then I know this is my horse chair. This is my Glory chair. I took this in my car when I left to go up the mountain. I've had it a long time. Brian keeps coming up. I don't know why. I've painted it, bring it in here. Last time he was here, I had him sit in it and he burnt it. It was annoying. I forgave him. 52. Willful ignorance. Anyway, I'm in this room. I've asked the Lord this last week. My birthday's on the 20th. I've asked the Lord for music, because how are we going to go to this beautiful room, like Eric said? But the Lord told me this beforehand. It's scriptural. Rejoice in the Lord always, right? And everything give thanks and all that. Well, we don't do that. We don't understand it. But the Lord showed me. That's what the beautiful room is. That Putin said his name. Said would be beautiful on the Friday. The beautiful room. So celebrate. Because heaven does when this happens. So now I'm going to talk about what's going to happen. Christmas. I was asking for music. The electric blue storm, this God storm that happened here, took out everything from my caravan. I've got nothing working. And it glowed electric blue. I have a vision where I saw the lightning come from. Now, it's like a radio signal tower. It's a power line, and it buzzes. It was something the Lord reminded me of on the day of my salvation. Just when I was seeing the glory. That I was under one of those when I was running away from home when I was 8, and that he was there. He was a witness. It was important. Very important. He only showed me important things on my birthday. That's my spiritual birthday. My literal birthday is 2010, 1967. So the Lord allowed me to buy music. Put it on my phone. I've had one of these before. Camer Shutte4. Apparently better brand. But if you leave it plugged in, you ruin the charge. Now, one thing it has is this orange. Right? The orange is why I'm showing you it, but it is about my birthday. It's very simple. It's a nice triangle. And it has lights, so that it goes around with lights. Oh. I can put up a couple of gifs because I'm getting quite, my craft isn't magic, the magicians are botched. So there's my music. Apparently it takes an hour and a half to charge. And I have to plug it in. I thought, well, I can run a generator for an hour and a half. So I can celebrate in the birthday room. The Messiah's birthday is on their pagan day, Amos 8, Christmas. So I've sort of stuffed this whole video up because I wanted to show you the moon. I think you'll be lucky to see it now. Alright? Right, there is a faint picture of the moon. It's like a half moon. Yeah. The year after the Christmas I want to talk about is the year the swallow flew into my caravan, hovered in front of me, hovered, and then flew down to the bedroom and then back, and then out the door, hitting nothing. So there's that Christmas, and then there's the Christmas 2019 that took us into 2020. So 2019 is when I came up this mountain. I was invited by the gold miners. The Lord is the driver of that car. Jesus is the vessel. I mean, the Lord Father, our God, our. Jesus is the vessel. You have to hitch that on. Yeah, that's one of the options. I either use a deadlock or a hatch. I had this clear, now it's full of tools, me trying to work out what I'm going to do. Or I use nothing and I've got a slow closer. It's a slow closer for a door. It's a real dilemma. I've never been stuck before. The Lord has always done the work. Something's going on. I'm putting up pretense. I'm trying to impress. Because I think this room is beautiful. But it's not a beautiful room. And it hit me. I know I've got my horse chair and my glory chair in here. Which I bought before when I was trying to fix up. I fixed up I decorated a new house. And I do things unto the Lord. I understand that. I can actually do that. It's like praying unceasingly. I can actually do that now. Not just pay lip service to it. I can actually do it. So I feel I've disappointed the Lord. But it's still a disappointment and a sin that the Lord will use for good. Everything is for good, so I'm sharing it. I sat in that chair, the horse chair, and I christened my music. It's supposed to hold a charge for an hour and a half. I probably played about a dozen songs, and it's critically flat. I went to Paul's house to charge it, 1 hour 50, and it's still bright red, which is pretty much critically flat. They lie. They're liars in the shop. They lie. Did I buy a dud? Do I have to rely on the Lord to hold a battery for me? Has it been sitting in the shop? Will I get another that's better? Do I return it? All these questions. I need music. I need music. We need to go there. And it's going to happen soon. We're talking about the red horse. So while I'm doing this room, completing it, so it's safe. In my mind, I'm getting it safe for an 83-year-old man. I'm thinking, it's the birthday room. The Lord's always good to me on my birthday. Right, we'll see if all the dogs are in here. You wouldn't have seen the moon, but it's a half moon. One of the reasons I wanted to show you the stereo is this. I never use the word peach. Never. But see that orange? I don't like orange. It's on my gas bottle as well. The orange. The only colour. It's a peach orange. Why do I know it's a peach orange? Well, I'll show you another peach orange. There. The pot. It's a peach orange. Now, I don't want unsightly water containers, which is a project I was on before. But I described that as peach orange. See the lids? And I've been building these platforms for it, and I've done the plumbing. They work, and they work too good. If I had one under there now, it'd be full. takes the water from that huge roof. And I'd be scooping out with a bucket because I haven't put the tap in. Because I started doing the door. And now I call it the birthday room. So I looked at this video, this caravan window at those bells and said, I even like the colour. It's a peach orange. Now, there's a reason why I've mentioned peach. Come on. The Lord has you pay attention to colours. He has me paying attention to Strong's numbers. It's the dogs. Come on in. This room is actually the cloak room, and where the chair is where a kitchen goes. And then I'm building out. It's an island bar. This cabinetry goes there. That white wall is behind a cabinet. Come on, I'll make an excuse. The plaster's not perfect. It's behind a cabinet. Don't matter. Come on in. Bye-bye. Come on in. Now, do we take pride in what we do? Come on. Come on. Come on in. Do we manipulate? Yes, we do. See? Are we perfect? No, we're effing not. So stop thinking it. I'm glad we got that one out of the way. None of us are. Not even the one that speaks 100% truth. Now, Angel's sister, this one here, Angel, Fire, and Yellow's baby, and the other one is Tribute sister, who is Gloria and Yellow's baby. It's the first one of the dogs. First time I've ever had someone tell me they showed their dogs. The Kennel Club show. Puppies. They're two puppies. She's got two puppies like me. She's got two of the sisters. She's got one from that litter, which is December 14th, or 13th December, and one from that litter, Angel's litter. She got the one that had the patch eye called Pirate. God named Angel and God named Tribute. And Pirate was named by someone who was on the page. Thought there was nothing special about that, but there was. And I looked up the timestamp. Not for Angel, but for Pirate. And it's about how Paul, down on those at John of Patmos, he admitted that you could sky it. But he said what he skites about is the amount of times he's been shipwrecked in the deep sea. And the number for Pirate's birth is the deep sea. In Acts, where he's helped by a Roman, one of the soldiers, who's taking him to the prison island, where there's a storm, and they listen to his warning and survive it. But he glories in the deep sea. It's about the queen of the sea, the Kraken, what comes out of the sea. That's the number for Pirate. Pirate ended up having renamed Daisy. Now that number and that date, that word date, the number that of the timestamp that Pirate was born, because I videoed them and I know the exact time. It's about the Queen of the Sea, the Queen of the Sea, and Ruby, who has tribute. Ruby, who has tribute 1, who changed her name to Molly, which enabled me to call the dog I kept, the leftover that didn't pass the health test. Glory twin, like tribute 1 was. He was born the Christmas day that I want to talk about. 2019 going into 2020. 2020 vision. That Christmas day I'm going to talk about. And I'm very, very, very soon going to conclude. The name was up for grabs because she changed it. And her name is Ruby. And the leftovers I got to keep was called Ruby. That wee pup I have was called Ruby because she was going to a home of a breeder because she didn't pass her health test. She had a wee flu, apparently. Apparently she was gasping, but she only did it the day at the vet's. I got to get out of this lady head. She'd lied to me. She got her niece to talk to me, and it wasn't a pup. She never mentioned breeding. I was still going to go through with letting her have the pup. But when it was unwell, I said no, and I pulled the pin, gave her a refund, and kept her. Now I have another twin. There was 2 twins. But there's been 4 brindles, solid brindles. Like, remember I talked about how Glory looked? She was upside down. Her head was at the bottom, and everyone else's head was at the top. And I asked her to be turned so I could choose. And they turned her up and around so I could see her face. And she was on that leopard skin. And I said, yep, I have that one. And I made that selection in the Glory Hunt. Round about the same time as the Lord had me scribe, which was, he said I would on the 12th, and I did on the 13th. How come I know that? I won't get the book out because we're out of order. It's because of Godstorm. What will you do in the last 53 minutes? If you know that the Lord's coming, right? Because I had to go, I had a pantomime. It's 5:55. It's 6 o'clock that he had me sleep outside. And it was a night under the stars for me. Which had been about a week before when I was coming over the mountain. A week before, 2 weeks. It was the very end of May, and now I'm talking about June 12th. The Lord left me hanging. I was desperately crying out. Midnight, 3:49. Look up the numbers Strongs to the Lord. I didn't know what the F was going on. I had been hunted by my own daughter, and I recognised it in a lot of other things in my testimony. And I didn't know what the hell was going on. And I scribed, just like he said, on the 13th, and on that morning, when I had to sleep outside because the hut I was walking to had burnt down. When I was coming over the mountain, I had to stop off, right? Went tramping. It was just a day walk, but I slept outside, and the Lord said, I'll wake you at 6. Something to show you. I was excited. I woke up 5 minutes early, like you do on Christmas Day, and watched the sky. And the stars were clear, and he showed me a spotlight. A star, he showed me, was like a spotlight. On a stage, and it was shining on me, and I felt special. It was my stars shining on me. Then I was in the sky, looking back. I know I could see the earth. I was behind the moon. The moon which is apparently this colour, but round, was half and half, but it was like a shutter, the old-fashioned shutters. They went flip, 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 flip. I knew it because I played around with cameras at art school. It was a shutter. The Lord impressed on me that it was a shutter. You can slow the shutter speed so you can see it flip. This is in the 90s, the Canon EOS. It was a shutter. It was a camera lens which is like the eye that opens, which confirms what Kleck says. But my question was, when it opens, it's to let light in. Well, Kleck answered it. It's in the Vatican. It's the eye at the top and the eye at the bottom, and in between is a covering with 4 pillars. Watch the video, I'll link it. He's answered that. Now I need to understand more about that vision. It wasn't a mistake, because I saw the scroll that the Lord impressed on me. It was a ribbon being, the stars rolled back like a ribbon. The bow, like Kleck says, look at that video. He showed me in this vision. That was my night under the stars. And he's showing us everything that it truly has. And he points to his angel who he's taught. He's the teacher. I see in visions, and I'm sharing those now. So, I'm going to run out of time. I'm going to run out of time. So now I'm going to do a part 2, and I'm going to tell you about this picture of the moon, what I saw. Now, I'll just say I've watched KJ, the last 2 times I watched, that's entertainment, which is all that really is, except the Lord loves and uses him. He put a video up that was old. He always says I don't screen them. He definitely doesn't. This was in 2021. It's not even recent. Or 20. A joker on Facebook does a live. He dresses as a joker. He's trying to bring a message about drugs. People support him, but he ends up being charged with a terrorist threat because of what he says. And he is talking about, and he's all dressed like the movie when it was released. The Lord told me to go to the movie. He's like this in the makeup. He talks for a certain amount of minutes. He walks even to approach a mall, and that's when he's in trouble. While he's getting dressed, he hasn't quite swung on his coat. He puts his glasses on, and the Lord said, they don't recognize me. John Carpenter. They're here with the N signs. You can see them with the glasses on. They're off. Put them on, you see the sign. That's as far as the truthers and detectives go, and they are herded. So, a warning to you, the bathroom dream. The Lord showed me here on the finds. The glasses go on, and he quickened the word around that time that they don't recognize me, which is very sad. I was so grieved for the Lord. They don't recognize me. They don't. He said, now take your glasses off. It was like a riddle when he told me. So the glasses go on, and then they come off. So they're off, on, and then off. Then you recognise who Jesus is. When he put his glasses on, he checked the time. Yet he spoke for over an hour. And he said 5:55. Because that was the time. It's 5:55. I'm up early. It's Christmas. I'm waiting for the vision. I see it. It's the camera lens. It's the spotlight like on a theatre. It's the stars. Clear night, and it had been. I could have died of hypothermia, like the Teletubbies, like New World in Nemisis posted. I'm not a Teletubby. Well, Joshua was the comment I mentioned. For Joshua, my son Joshua, was born on the 29th of December, just after Christmas, just before New Year's. His birthday's always been a disaster because of the timing. His friends were all away. He's turning 2. We're at the mother-in-law's, Madonna. She's the one who I saw on the telephone, and the Lord said it's Madonna in 2002. And my heart was grieved because it was a conversation with my husband about taking the children. An opportunity he can't turn down. The job he dreams of. And I knew my children were going to be taken, and she was the instigator. Madonna. We're back to the Vatican. And we're back to the ocean. The Queen of the Ocean, Molly. That's what Tribute 1 was called. Molly. She chose to call her Molly. And when I found that out, I had another pup I was delivering to Dunedin, which is where the this invasion happens, where the ships, carrier ships come in the coast. I see the planes. It's New Year's Eve. There's lots of fireworks. And our friend Mariah Carey turns around and tinkles. She has her 2 twins beside her facing the fireworks. One's got Stranger Things on the back. And they turn into bombs. Yes, they do. Christmas and New Year. It all points to Christmas and New Year. And it's in Dunedin. It's on the harbour that's deep enough, because I know the harbour's shallow. They come in. It's the invasion. And they're all digging to rid the bodies. There's a truck and it dumps. And I've already been to the false church with the false groom. I already felt detested by them. So I go up and I'm in my bus. And a little girl comes up and she's thinking of me, and she has a picture. And it's the bear, and it's upside down, and it's moving up and down, and it's on its side. And then there's 1, 2, 3 reindeer. They always pointed to Christmas. It was like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Josh's present when he was 2 was La.Lady. It was a yellow backpack. He's my favourite. He's the Lord's favourite. Joshua is the one who takes the promised land. Not Bam Bam in his book, nor his part 2, the crossing. Joshua comes back with a good report. I always have a good report. Everything's always turned up. I'm talking, and what the Lord's got me here for is for the glory. But I point to those who talk about before the fire. Eric and Kleck, because I know who they are. Nemisis, New World Nemisis knows. That's why the clip went up. And that's why the Lord had her Teletubbies. Now the Purple Prince, latter rain, 3:20, latter. Daniel, tells you about the bear coming down the escalator, escalating the bear I saw just sitting, coming down the brown bear through from Canada into the centre of middle America. That's where it comes. And the bear's moving. And then I wake up with vision and it's poor. I see then it's coming around the corner. She'll be coming around the corner when she comes to the city of Bethlehem. So remember that. It was like a picture of Bethlehem. Now we're full circle so I can bring the vision of the moon and the star and the timing and the peach colour. Now the star, think about this before I sign off, is a windy star. It's the bear who's not who you think he is. You can't see the bear from the woods. It's Bam Bam is the bear. And the little girl brought me the picture. And there's 3 reindeer. And I found the hook off one of them for my hat. What do I hang my hat on? I hang my hat on my dreams.